Hi everyone, I'm Seth Black Diamond and you're watching Milkshakes in Opera, where I sit down with people living the dream with Opera Tampa and get the scoop on upcoming productions. It's the first episode of the second season. Today I'm talking with Miss Judy Lisi, the CEO and president of the Straz Center. She's not only living the dream, but she made it happen. Welcome, Miss Lisi.
Oh, I'm so delighted to be here. I love what you're doing with Milkshakes in Opera.
Thank you. You have a great love of opera. Why do you love it so much?
Well, I love all the performing arts, but to me, opera is the ultimate performing art because it brings everything together. Great music, great acting, great theater, great sets, great choruses. Very often there's a ballet or dance as a component. So it's like all the performing arts on steroids. It's bigger than everything.
Why did you decide to start an opera company in Tampa?
As you know, I love opera. And I had also started an opera company in New Haven, Connecticut.
Oh, really?
When I was at the Schubert Performing Arts Center.
So cool.
We did it with the Yale School of Music. And
oh, wow.
Yeah, and it was so exciting. So when I came down here to be in this position, when I walked out onto Morsani Hall, I couldn't believe they had built an opera house because it's like so many of the opera houses in Europe, it's done like in a U shape. And there's very, very few true opera houses in the United States, and this is really one of them. And then I did research and realized they had a couple of struggling opera companies, but they were having a really hard time of it. So I went to one of them and I said, well, look, I said, why don't we produce the opera together? And you could help with the chorus, which we have to have locally.
Yeah.
And then I could bring in the singers from around the world. And of course, my dear friend Maestro Coppola helped me do the whole thing. So that's really how it started.
You're a trained singer. Did you ever imagine yourself like performing in the operas on the stage?
Yes, I had a career really more in musicals than in opera. But I love to perform, but I also like to produce. And I just felt that I wanted to help put everything together.
In opera, is there a character that you relate to or connect to?
What a great question. Maybe one of the Wagnerian heroines. Of course, one of my favorites is Madame Butterfly because she sacrifices everything. And I learned from Madame Butterfly that you have to learn who to trust and who not to trust. And so that was the lesson from that story.
We have a great season coming up at Opera Tampa with Opera Tampa's debut of The Pearl Fishers and the worldwide premiere of Lady Swan White.
Yes. We're really proud that we're going to be able to do Maestro Coppola's newest opera, which is Lady Swan White. It takes place like it's almost like in medieval times. It's really very, very interesting. And we'll even have some birds that fly.
Ooh.
Yeah. Well, not real birds, but sort of like Lion King birds, sort of birds like that. And you're right, Pearl Fishers, that's Bizet's second opera. It's a beautiful opera, so we're so excited about that. But we start with Die Fledermaus, which is coming up just next, the end of November. And that is such a funny opera, and we have some wonderful surprises in it because that's an opera that you could do different things in a different way. It's not, you don't do it the same way all the time. So it gives you a lot of flexibility, which isn't true of other operas, so excited about that.
Finally, my favorite question. If opera was a milkshake, what flavor would it be?
Well, let me see, what do you have there? Is yours blueberry?
Pomegranate blueberry.
That's what I would do. I think opera is like that because it's exotic, but it's mixed with other things. Yeah, that's what it would be. It would be a pomegranate and what?
Blueberry.
Pomegranate and blueberry milkshake. That sounds about perfect.
Thank you so much, Miss Lisi, for teaching us about opera, and thank you for coming for Milkshakes in Opera.
May I thank you for the great job you've been doing with this, and it's so exciting that you love opera.
Thank you. We'll see you at the show.
Sure will.
And we'll see you next time on Milkshakes in Opera.